after you do so. So it gives you a general idea
So
of
you
where
mean to
they're
tell me
hanging
if I leave
Where they
my
ought to
drone
be.
sitting in... Okay, I get they have batteries. You got to recharge. But let's just say...
out, leave him hovering for 24 hours?
Hypothetically speaking, I let this motherfucker... Or I scout this dude for like... Of the next 2 days, I scout this guy for 36 hours. And I watch what he does for the next 2 fucking days. I take a day off for the 24-hour rule, and then I go where, oh, it's fucking 3...
Struggle to talk about shit when the camera's on.
The camera's
Like,
been
we
on.
just had a fucking
Oh, the
break.
camera's...
Shit, I was just wanting to be fucking the hardest motherfucker, and I wasn't.
Lollipop?
What's wrong?
Oh shit, it is loud. Hey, you hit the paper both times.
An hour before that, and he and the guy that I work with had already changed. He was in a fucking like jogger suit.
Okay. We
Good.
can do that.
Good.
He was like, we can keep doing that, but this credit card's starting to hurt my wallet. It's starting to hurt. Like, man, every time I look at that statement, I'm like,
No.
trust me, I feel that after being off as much as I have the last month or so. Fucking, it's like when I went to fucking work.
Are we
worked
recording yet?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I hit the.
Oh,
so
shit.
like,
I didn't even know.
so that when I was off for the 2 weeks from after my wedding and shit, I went to work and we worked like 2 days, and they're like, "Do you guys just want to bank your hours?" I said, "No." And they're like, "Why are you so aggressive?" I'm like, "I've been living on my credit card for fucking 3 weeks almost." I was like, "I'd like some money from my employer."
I
And
need
they're
some
like,
money bad.
And they're like,
Baby.
"Okay." And even though they fucked up my check this last week, but whatever, we won't talk about it.
Ooh. Yeah, hopefully they're not
Well, I
watching.
work, so our pay period's Wednesday through Wednesday.
Right.
And that way you always get a paycheck, even if you work a couple days.
Right.
Well, we worked all those extra fucking hours, and I was supposed to have like 20 some extra hours. Well, I got my paycheck Friday, and it was for 7.5.
Oh,
was like,
where's my 20?
Even though
some
right
hours?
before Thanksgiving, when we called them on the phone, we're like, those banked hours are gonna go for the week of Thanksgiving. You can't pay us on Thanksgiving, but the Friday after, the Monday, the Tuesday, you can divide those up. It'll all be taken care of. I'll be fine. I'll open up my fucking email the next morning when I got my pay stub, and I'm like,
Somebody's shit gonna be on flats.
So then I fucking texted him, and I was like, "Did your check look like mine?" And he was like, "I already fucking called him." So we're gonna use it for, since I'm gonna work Monday, Tuesday. We are gonna use it for this last week, like so, like
that's
the
cool.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it'll be a bigger check than what I've,
Been getting.
But I'm gonna be in Kansas City, so whatever.
Well, not to change the subject, but I hope everybody's deer season is going good. Because,
I don't know. I just talked to Tom at Thanksgiving. I don't think you were part of that conversation, but we're buying a drone.
oh, Jesus. you- that
Wait, so does that count as farm equipment?
Ooh.
son of a bitch.
I think I can make it count.
Well, because we can buy the one with the sprayers and shit on it, right? We can
Yeah.
buy those.
Dude, have you seen those?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
they're-
dude, do
they
you know
are
how much
so-
money you can make from fucking finding deer that been
I
shot?
was just getting ready to say, doing the deer recovery thing,
That one guy I told you charged
$400 a shot.
$450,
$450 a shot to go
and that's
find
what,
deer.
and that's because he knew
with a drone.
Trevor. He knew Trevor.
Now, the disclaimer in the state of Kansas, this needs to be said, because
Like anybody fucking cares about
No.
spotlighting.
no, I'm not spotlighting. This needs to be said because this is a deal in Kansas. If you spot a deer with a drone, like because it's not illegal to go fly around and see
No.
what deer are there.
But you can't hunt
You
them for like
can't
24 hours.
Hunt them
right?
for 24 hours after you do so. So it gives you a general idea.
So
of
you
where
mean to
they're
tell
hanging
me
out.
if I
Where
leave
they
my
ought to
drone
be.
sitting in, okay, I get they have batteries, you got to recharge them, right? But let's just say,
Leave him hovering for 24 hours.
hypothetically speaking, I let this motherfucker, or I scout this dude for like, of the next 2 days, I scout this guy for 36 hours. And I watch what he does for the next 2 fucking days. I take a day off for the 24-hour rule, and then I go where, oh, it's fucking 3:30. He's usually over
Absolutely,
there.
that's not illegal.
But like that.
You're
I
establishing a
understand-
pattern.
Yeah, I'm establishing the pattern.
You know what though? You do
But
that
how
with
is
trail
that
cameras
any?
anyway.
But how is that any different? Yeah, true.
You do,
But I can find out where this dude has the last 2 days, where he's walking at 3:15 in the afternoon.
absolutely.
How is that any different than I just saw him on a fucking deal? I have to walk fucking
I don't
two
know.
and a half miles that way.
It's just like when you're in Alaska. Like when you go, if you go to
I mean,
Alaska,
I've never been there, but
caribou hunting,
whatever.
you can't hunt the day you fly in because the caribou are on a natural travel pattern
Uh-huh.
and they migrate. Well, the day you fly in, you're going to see thousands and thousands of them because you're going to fly right over them. You're not allowed to hunt them until the next day.
Oh, because that herd's gonna make a big movement.
Well,
in
because
fucking
too
12
many
hours.
Yeah, and they will. They'll move miles.
Well, I get that part.
Caribou
But
move 15 miles.
It's
in a
kind
day.
of easy to fucking spot 1,000 caribou walking than it is to spot a fucking 180
But
inch
the
fucking
kicker is-
8-point
Yeah.
whitetail walking through a fucking brush.
But the kicker is if you're flying in and you spot a giant with double shovels and like or
No,
double,
I get that part.
double bezzes,
But
you
what
know,
are-
then
but
you
here's
go
my
shoot
thing.
him.
Okay, I
It's
watched
like
so like when I worked
selection.
with you and we were working at the plant and I was putting those videos up, which by the way that was hilarious. We didn't even ask for permission for that shit. When I had
on
the
the
outdoor
TV?
channel,
We were watching the outdoor channel on our big TVs that we.
it
do
was so
sets on.
hilarious because we didn't know how it was gonna go until I looked out from work one. I was doing all my numbers and shit, and I looked. They looked out, and Robbie and Preston both are sitting on stools watching the episode.
They're looking out. They're looking out the hallway.
I had the TV music cranked up so loud. You could kind of hear it. He could hear it just fine because he was front row. But like there'd be times I look out and go, "Hey, Goucher, I really need your check right now." Huh?
Oh yeah, because we're watching because he had the outdoor channel app,
Yeah.
and we're watching the outdoor channel on these two great big.
Whenever I could get the internet there to work. But then the weird thing is I think what happened is the owner showed up one day
and
and it
saw
was
it.
on, and we never got internet back to that
No,
computer.
no,
They unplugged that bitch
Wi-Fi-
from upstairs. The Wi-Fi went down real quick.
It did. It did.
Aw.
But it was fun for a while.
It was a good month or two.
Yeah.
But that to me, the whole drone thing, I feel like there's a lot of gray area there because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you say 24 hours, right? You say that, but if you watch that deer enough with a drone, you can literally pinpoint everywhere he's gonna be if he's consistent.
I don't even need a drone.
Well, no,
I can
but
do it with trail cams.
But no, I say that, but like if you go out on a hunt somewhere
Mhm.
and these motherfuckers, because you know they do it,
Oh
They-
yeah.
they scout these deer with drones and they literally can set pins for everyone.
Waypoints.
Yeah, so
Times.
they're
and
like,
everything.
okay, so we're gonna do an afternoon hunt. Let's say it's fucking 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He's gonna be walking by here probably in the next 45 fucking minutes. And you're like, how do you know that? And he's like, I'm not telling you about it. Not because 24 hours ago for the last 2 fucking months they've watched this buck for 2 straight fucking months.
The kicker is though that only works when they're not rutting.
Well, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when that rut hits, there's no pattern and shit.
No,
You
but I
might
think if
get
you
lucky.
could follow your does are going to stay pretty consistent.
Nope. No, I only know that because this last 2 weeks.
Have you not
You
been
get one-
fucking trying to fuck the same girl but back in the day?
Yeah.
And you know she goes to the same goddamn 2 bars.
And then
you
her
kept showing
girlfriend
up, and then they found out you're showing up, and they switch it up and go to the 3rd bar you've never
or
been
her
to.
girlfriend
Yeah.
walks by and smells way better, and you're like squirrel, and you follow
Yeah.
her instead. That's what's going on back there right now.
But no,
Because
like
the
with the whole
second
drone thing,
rut's kind of kicking off, and so
All of
the
our deer are
girls,
fucking gone.
the girls that already been bred, are starting to pattern back up. The ones that hadn't been, dude, night before last, I'm sitting in the kitchen, watching the ones I feed, and I got 9 does come in.
he started his own high fence.
It's not high fence. It's absolutely my backyard. But 9 does
Hot
come
wire
in.
everywhere.
Same but different.
The
Yeah.
whole time
12-foot hot wire.
Yeah, 12-foot hot wire with razor wire on the top.
Yeah.
But
Not high fence though.
all these does keep coming in, and I have this one doe I call Limpy. She got hit 2 years ago by a car, and her front leg is permanently bent like that, so she walks weird, and she always comes in a limp. And
That sound's gonna be in the video.
thunk.
Him hitting the fucking
Yeah.
microphone stand.
So I've been watching. She hasn't been coming in. I thought, well, somebody probably shot her, or she got hit by a car again, and it did the job. Sure shit, here she comes. Hadn't seen her in probably 2 weeks. She come walking in, and she's kind of a bully because she's injured. She'll run everybody else off. Well, she didn't run all the does off, and I thought, man, that's kind of weird. In walks this giant buck. All the does scatter because none of them are in heat. They don't want nothing to do with him except for her. Watch that tail come up. I was like,
It's 2
oh,
a.m. at the bar. That's the only
Yeah.
one left. Hi, guy.
you get the special girl. He's like, I don't care if I got to push her in a wheelchair. We're going home, baby. But her tail kind of came up, and he
I've
was.
sent you those videos of that lady in the wheelchair ride who was
Yeah.
like, just because I'm disabled
Oh
doesn't
my
mean
god, I love
Eat
that.
your vegetables.
Yeah.
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 But her tail kind of picked up, and I saw that somebody's lip curl, and I thought, ooh. She smells good. The next thing I know, I got 7 bucks back there, and they're all running limpy around in every direction. And I'm like, poor old girl ain't getting away this time. They got her surrounded.
Wait, so you
She
mean to tell
don't run
me,
real
so
well
you mean to tell
anyway.
me she lifted her tail and his lip curled?
Well, yeah, you've done that too.
That did not smell very good.
Oh, it smelled real good. He's like, ooh.
He said, "Ugh."
You know, you think about that. Now that you
God
bring,
damn it, I need to bust a nut.
now that you bring it up, let's just think about that for a minute. We are the only animal on the planet that doesn't like the smell of it when it's dripping a little blood. All the rest of them start lip curling and chasing, and
Says the man that's tasted it.
it was kind of irony. Maybe like a liver.
Fucking pennies.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna bring it up because I don't know if anybody
Uh-oh.
that's gonna watch this knows any more about it. But like I said, we kind of discussed it before I hit the button. But yeah, I tried to do some. I was watching TikTok and I stumbled upon the fucking guy you watch, and a lot of people are upset.
Steve
with the
Brunello.
fucking guy.
Yeah, he's the
Um,
dude.
He talked about that whole Hudson buck thing and like the backstory behind it. And so I did some fucking digging, and someone's gonna call me a liar for saying you can't find shit about it. But like, I tried to find I didn't just try to find like the major details about this fucking deer, like the
Right,
pictures and shit.
right.
No, I tried to find out why no one's ever beat it. And like, here's my fucking opinion. I get like,
It's the same reason we only have Democrats and Republicans.
but yeah, but why would you put that much? And I understand people pay to have it at these shows and pay for all this shit like that. But are you really making that much money off of a fucking mount?
I think they get a pretty good chunk, because like coming up in March. Speaking of which, I wanted to talk to you guys about this. Coming up in March, they have the Show Me Whitetails Expo.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be at the American Roll Building in the city. I'm going. We need to go.
Okay.
It's
we'll talk
it's
about that later.
insane.
But like,
But a buck like that is going to be there.
yeah, but okay. Realistically, how much are they gonna pay to have this deer show up?
I think 10 grand is,
Okay,
is what most of them.
I get that part. You do these shows. Let's say this deer goes. Yeah, let's say this deer goes to 5 to 8 shows a year. Okay, so you're gonna make about, let's just say,
100 grand.
$100,000 off this deer a year.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, that's more than I make in a year. And I work.
I
my
say
ass
that
off.
part, but at the same time, like, why go through all of the legal, supposedly legal bullshit to keep it a secret?
Okay, are we actually saying, is the name Hudson Buck? Are you sure?
That's what he said. I sent you the video.
Well, I know, but like you look it up, you're right. You can't find anything for a Hudson Buck, but there is a Milo Hanson's.
Yeah, there's a Hanson
It's
buck.
213 and
was.
5/8
Yeah, it's a
inch
Hanson.
Yeah,
Boone and
it's
Crockett.
Hudson, Hanson, fucking Bob, Jim. Who
Took
gives a
that,
fuck?
and it was November 23rd, 1993.
Yeah, but
30 years later,
supposedly
still ranked number one.
Nobody's
in the world.
ever fucking beat it.
Number one typical though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I understand
Yeah.
that part.
And you,
But you mean to tell me,
you know what's
since
crazy
then,
is that buck spent years. I don't remember how many, but years, like 20 years in a basement. Nobody knew about it.
exactly, and that's
He
why
shot
they
it.
said that guy said, if you bring up someone who's gotten close or supposedly beat it, they're like, trying to take the title from him. And the number one thing they bring up is, well, let's X-ray that deer, and you can X-ray my deer. Here's the X-ray images of the antlers and the skull and everything. It's all together.
Right.
It's the original skull, whatever it is. They refuse. They'll take you to fucking court, and you never hear about it. They bury people in fucking legal fees, and that deer still remains supreme. And I'm like, why? Clearly, if you're doing all that bullshit, it's not real.
It's one of them. My dick's bigger than yours. Type
No, I
deals.
get that point.
They-
but
they're-
if
they're
I
out
have a real fucking 12-inch fucking dick and you have an artificial one, and I'm like, show me yours is real, and you're like, we're going to fucking
Not
court,
doing it.
and then
'Cause
you
I like
take
it.
me to
It's
fucking
12 inches. Just look at it.
and then you
Bigger
take me to
from the
fucking court,
SOL.
and you
That's
bury
right.
me in legal fees because you get paid for these shows.
Well, if I got a 12-inch fake one, you bet I got the money to be fucking
Exactly.
in legal fees.
But I'm just saying, what, it is a beautiful fucking deer. But why can't you just come out and say it's been fucking beat? It's
okay, so
Mike Tyson was only superior for so fucking long,
I'll
ladies
tell
and
you-
gentlemen.
I'll
He's
tell you
one of the
my-
greatest fighters alive.
I'll tell you my theory on that. The same reason that I won't take a deer and have it mounted to somebody I don't know.
Mm.
Because it's too easy to make fiberglass replicas now, and you can't even tell the difference.
No, I get that point.
I want to know that I'm getting my fucking horns back. For that matter,
But that's
like
just
my,
like to say,
my big deer, crooked horn, I had offers. I had offers from Bass Pro to buy him. And they're like, we'll because I put him on the internet and it kind of blew up, and then
Well,
I put him on.
Same thing happened to Gage.
Yeah, and I put him on Red Arrow TV. He was a featured buck of the week. I don't know if you ever watch Red Arrow TV, but that dude's great. And he's a hunter, but he's a fucking comedian as shit too. Like, he's super funny. I was featured as buck of the week. Well, I had this dude reach out to me, and he said, I'd like to write a full story on your deer if you'd give me, because I told him when they featured him on Red Arrow, I was like, I hunted this deer for 41 days straight. We had 3 years of history with him. We knew the deer. It was a big deal to me. It was a big deal to my family to kill this deer.
Yeah.
And so then I had people reaching out, and they're like, we'll pay you 10 grand for that rack and have you a fiberglass replica made. And I'm like, no, it's not. I hunted him. I got him. I want his horns. If you want a fiberglass replica to put it in somewhere, fine. But they don't do that. They want the real shit. And I don't understand why.
Here's where me and you disagree on that, in my opinion. Okay. This is just me, and I talked about this, I think, whenever Gage shot his deer, and the same thing happened. They fucking offered him buku bucks for that.
Yeah,
big
I mean,
motherfucker.
it's a 180-inch 8-point.
But, like, my thing is, okay, high logic in life is I don't want to be fucking famous. I like, if this podcast never takes the fuck off and I become the fucking next Meat Eater podcast, I don't care about that. I want to be known to people for who I am. So my thing is,
forget you.
Well, yeah, but my thing is it would be cool as fuck. Okay, like, I understand there is no more Cabela's now; it's all Bass Pro. It would be cool as fuck because if I was in that stipulation, my deer's going to Springfield, in that big museum they fucking
Bass
have.
Pro?
Yeah, that's where they have that big museum of all the big
I know,
motherfuckers. You go to Cabela's up there, the old Cabela's. It's just
That's all mule deer though at Cabela's.
Yeah, so like, you go. I want to be able to take either my grandson or, like, if I'm old enough, my great-great-grandson or whatever. Because
hold up, great.
Okay, well, my grandma Debbie is my daughter's great grandma.
Yeah, I know, but your grandma Debbie's probably lived a pretty good life. Let's be realistic.
She's only like 65.
Yeah.
I mean, probably I might not make that long.
Yeah.
But I want to be able to go there.
Y'all start having kids early, don't you?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, we do. We fucking get bored a lot.
And a litter.
But I want to be able to walk in there and just be walking them around. And then go, that's your name. And then that's my fucking deer being shown to everybody.
Yeah.
Sure, that's the real one. But, like, no one that comes to my house, because I wouldn't, I mean, I don't, I guess I could say I don't give a fuck. Because, like, how many people are going to walk through that fucking hallway and look up and go, that motherfucker shot a big-ass fucking deer? And then they type in your fucking name, because you can probably type in a lot of their names, because a lot of them have stories.
Yeah.
And there's going to be magazines. There's going to be maybe a TV show that it was in fucking involved in, or in 25, 30 years from now, podcasts. And I'm like, this fucking deer's been this title holder, like that fucking Hanson Hudson fuck, like, has been this, because it could be the next big deer for the next 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
But no one's going to know that if it's sitting in my fucking front room other than Jim Bob down the street who drinks beer with me every Friday.
But for me, it's not about that.
Well, no, but
I don't care if anybody ever sees Crooked Horn but me. And I don't care to have a fake set of horns. I want the ones I hunted. He's not mounted on the wall for anybody other than me. Like, I can't even explain the fact that I will sit on the couch and catch myself for the last 15 minutes. I ain't even been watching TV. I've been staring at the son of a bitch.
This someone has jacked off to that deer.
I've never jacked off
Yeah,
to him. I have touched it a couple of times, but never.
This guy has rubbed it out.
Okay, fine.
few
I've never
times.
finished.
Okay, well, you started it at least.
I may have started.
But no, that's just where, I mean,
Yeah.
like, and maybe that's because I'm not. Yeah, I'll shoot deer all fucking day long. I don't care enough about them.
Every buck I've ever shot, the heads are all down the barn there at the farm. I throw them down there. I don't care.
Now, like, I get your story. You hunted this deer for fucking years. You put a lot of time and shit.
I did.
But, like, for instance, I don't know the whole backstory about the deer that Gage shot. I don't know how long he's seen this deer for.
I mean, I don't know the whole
But, like,
backstory.
I'm just letting you know,
Hit him
if
at
I went
quarter
to,
mile.
let's just say I went up to where I can hunt.
Yeah.
And I sat there and a deer like Gage just walks by and I drop that motherfucker. There's no sentimental value there. He just showed up one day because God put him there, and I dropped him. And then I'm being offered for him to go to a museum because we haven't seen one like him for 25 years.
That's different.
that's like I said, I don't know the backstory for Gage. I don't know if he's been tracking that deer for a few years.
I think he hunted him 2 years.
If I have to put more than 2 years into something, I'm probably gonna hold on to it.
Yeah.
But like these motherfuckers who go out there and shoot these fucking deer every year.
My taxidermist has the number, I think he's the number 4
Yeah.
or number 5 in the state of Kansas.
Like, don't get me wrong,
But
yeah,
he's got
honestly,
9,
though-
he's in 9 different locations. Like there's one of Bruce's buck in Shields.
yeah,
There's one in Cabela's. There's one in Bass Pro.
yeah.
He doesn't
But
have the
here's my
original
thing, though.
rack. He has a replica in
If
his
you're,
taxidermy shop.
let's just say, for instance, me, because I have more children, right? I'm having a family get together in my house. All my kids are grown, and they're bringing over their significant others and shit,
Where are
right?
you going to do this at,
And
Buck Run?
they walk into Jesus fucking Christ.
With all your
they
kids,
walk
and they have
into-
kids, you're going to have to get a convention center, dog.
No, really not. It's called the fucking garage, but it's okay.
Oh, yeah, that too.
We can literally fit everybody in my dad's garage, and you've been in my dad's garage.
Yeah.
Everybody fits in that motherfucker.
I'm just giving you shit.
But we go, like, they all come to the house, everyone comes inside, and a random person sees that deer on the wall and goes, that's a massive motherfucker. They're not going to know the difference until you tell them, oh, that's fake. The real one's in fucking Springfield, Missouri in a museum.
Oh, I would never say that.
But yeah, but you wouldn't have to say that. Like, you wouldn't have to tell
No, I
anybody
get where
that
you're
it's
coming
fake.
from. If
But
it's
like,
not
if
a
it's
sentimental,
a sentimental deer, like I said, you shot, like,
Yeah.
you tracked for 5 years, whatever, and watched this deer grow. That's your thing.
yeah.
Me, probably Tom, we don't give a fuck. If,
Tom don't give 2 shits. He shoots a
No.
spike all day long.
Oh yeah,
But no,
it's
like,
brown,
but-
it's down.
but,
Fuck.
like, that's just how I feel. And like, back to this whole Hanson fucking buck thing, like,
I think
it's a cover up.
I think it's a status type deal for
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I think it's a money
but
grab.
you mean to tell me that that deer has held this record legally
No.
for this long?
I think there's
Nothing else
probably-
has ever
He's
came
been
close
beaten,
enough to that.
Just
He-
nobody's. It's been somebody like me that doesn't give a shit.
yeah,
They just went out and got him mounted
But
or threw him in a hole, and that's
yeah.
it.
But
They're like,
I
"We're not going
feel
to
like
court. I don't care."
let's just say Goucher, for instance, shoots a deer. It's bigger than that. He scores it. He gets it like professionally scored. They score this motherfucker, and it's bigger than that. And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna submit this for the fucking record." And then those guys walk in. He's gonna lose.
I wouldn't fight it.
He doesn't.
I think
have,
that's how they've done
but,
it
like,
for so long. I
he-
wouldn't fight it. I don't
he
care.
just doesn't have. Well, I mean, at that point, you want to be. I mean, you would want to have the biggest deer on in the, you know.
Yeah, but do you? I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah.
That's definitely my dick's bigger than your dick.
If you
moment.
could prove that you had it within 100% of there's no doubt whatsoever. Fucking go after them just for
Yeah.
the hell of it.
But
Yeah.
but like the
But
thing is,
they're
an
gonna
average
run
Joe
you
like
into the ground.
an average Joe like us does not have the
No.
does not have the legal fees to
No,
fight that,
no.
and that's why
No.
they keep winning. I feel like
yeah.
because your typical hunter is like us; they don't make fucking millions of dollars, and they're not getting. Not to say the deer that you shot can't be paid to go to someone else's fucking booth,
Right.
but it can't be called the biggest deer in the North American. I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, what's funny is I know what Crooked Horn scores,
yeah,
and I know he's huge. I've never had him officially scored.
yeah.
I've had 3 or 4 guys that I trust, that I know what they're doing, and we've used like
We have to use the
sticky-
calculator. We
sticky
can't do
rack
great
tape.
math, but like, you know what? We
Yeah.
rounded up a little.
I know, and done all the things, and I
You're-
know.
Half
It
inch.
may have been a 175 and a half, but they always say if you're over the 5, you round up to 10. And
Right.
so
And that's why when
we turn into a 180 real quick.
people see him and they're like, "What does he score?" And I'm like,
5.
he's in the 190s.
Yeah.
That's all I say, because he didn't break 200. The whole 190 whatever and whatever, like say it's 196 and 5/8.
Yeah.
That can be
Totally a
interpreted
totally a 200.
4 different ways.
I would round up
Yeah.
just to be fucking
Right,
just
and
To
to
be
see-
a prick.
And see,
Yeah,
that's
just to be
why I
petty.
always just lowball him. I'm like, he's in the 190s. He's a stud. He's really cool. And at the end of the day, he was for me. He was for me, and I don't give a shit. I just unplugged myself.
No, you didn't.
It got quiet.
Did it?
Yeah, I think so. But not that it's gonna matter.
you
I
back?
I
can-
know, like some
I
months, so
can't
like,
hear
so like,
me, but everybody else should be able to hear me. Maybe. Oh, it was right there. Never
Oh.
mind.
but like, so like, for instance, like, not so much that deer. Like, I understand going after that fucking deer is probably trying to put Jay-Z in fucking prison, but like,
Yeah, like they couldn't do to Diddy.
yeah, you know, whatever. But like, for instance, Gage's deer,
Yeah.
you could possibly like push him into like the category of the largest deer taken in Kansas.
Well,
at
he's
that
the
size.
second. He's I think he's number 2
Yeah,
for 8 points in the state of Kansas,
yeah.
and he got beat by a girl. Anybody that says girls can't hunt,
Well, no,
bullshit.
that doesn't fucking bother me.
but yeah,
But, like, I mean-
he's the number 2.
But you mean to
8
tell
point,
me? But you mean
not-
to tell me like, did she take that deer after him?
No, she was holding the record
Okay.
for
But, like,
the number
that-
1
but,
8
like,
point in the
that-
state
that-
of Kansas.
That just fucking floors me because like people like just to like slowly get this episode wrapped up. Like people, okay, all the food plot shit that you people do. Okay,
Why we gotta be
You
you people?
people.
I know.
well, because we don't do that bullshit, and we can go out and shoot a deer just.
I
fucking
only
fine.
do it so I have a healthy deer herd.
But like, here's my thing. Like, a lot of that shit's like, in my opinion, they put shit in it, and it cannot massively grow racks, but it can grow healthier racks, and a healthier rack is like,
It's kind of like a guy going to the gym and doing it all natural or shooting shit in his ass.
yeah, exactly. It's
Hmm.
the same con. It's the same. It's the same concept.
It is.
If you make a food plot and you put things in it, not saying you put that kind of shit, but like you enhance the food.
Yeah, I got
It's
test tea.
it's going to enhance
Plants.
it's going to enhance the size of deer.
Sure.
Okay, so you mean to tell me we've been doing that for how long? And
Nobody's beat the Hanson. buck.
nobody's beat the fucking Hanson buck yet.
Well,
no one.
Just not
whole,
pop.
and
Not
I-
the
possible.
whole thing around
It's
the Hanson
physically
buck.
impossible to fucking beat a goddamn deer that's not real.
The whole thing around the Hanson buck. It's not that he's that huge because there's been thousands of deer in the United States killed bigger than the Hanson buck. It's the fact that he's so symmetrical.
He's almost too perfect.
He's a natural.
That's the thing.
Slick,
Is
clean, symmetrical deer, and he matches from side to side within 1/8 of inches. Like,
and how
he's-
often have you seen that?
That's a freak if it's real.
It's an anomaly.
If
But I gotta
if it's real, it's literally one of a kind.
Sure.
And that's
Sure.
the thing is I get that part. I get being almost as perfect as you can get a rack on a deer. It's just like fake tits are not perfectly the same size
They're
either,
perfectly nice though.
but they're perfectly fucking nice.
They're
They
real expensive.
Might be within they might be within a 16th of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch, sometimes bigger on one side than the other. But like
Who
my-
does? Who checks for that?
nobody does. But like
Could-
in that
could I sign
scenario,
up?
if
Good.
you, in my opinion, if
It's a little bit bigger.
you were to take
This
a
one's
random
softer.
group of hunters, right, that don't know about that fucking deer,
Mhm.
put it in a room
Mhm.
with other deer that are bigger
Mhm.
and maybe look a little bit cooler, have a drop tine on one side, they're gonna walk by him every time. Go,
Yep.
that motherfucker's got 2 drop tines.
That just depends on who you are, because
Exactly, but it's
I look at the
I
Hanson
took
buck and instantly get a boner.
if I took 40 average hunters and put all different sized deer close to that one, all different sized deer, but they all look different. Some got the cool drop tines.
How
Some
many
got,
are you taking? 40?
Yeah,
35 of them would want the Hanson buck.
100% really
Oh yeah, dude.
would want that perfect symmetrical.
Oh
deer.
yeah. Like that's the so
I would definitely look at him and be like, "That's fucking cool." But the one with the drop tines and just the
Oh.
big gnarly.
I
Thick,
mean, that's,
I'm just
that's
saying,
my
if
the
I
one I'm
walked in
gonna
that
go
fucking room and saw him, and I saw a fucking deer close to the size of him that has the chocolate rack and 2 drop tines, he's my choice.
I get it.
That's just my preference.
I get it.
That's my preference.
But the guys
But,
that
like-
are just diehard
no,
bow
I'm
bow
not
hunters
talking
and shit
about
like
those
that,
guys. I'm talking about average guys.
Yeah, I still think,
Not, I mean,
still
like
think it'd be
average dudes.
35
So
out of
if I
40.
took 10 guys like you, and then 10 guys like just different groups, rifle hunters, bow hunters, just your average group of
Spotlighters.
guys, spotlighters, people who use fucking drones and tranquilizers, whatever. But like,
Ooh.
I took fucking
Wait a minute. is that a
business
thing?
idea.
I took a bunch of random fucking guys from all different genres and your fucking diehards to your guy that hunts every few years and put them in a room with all different kinds of fucking mounts and said, I want everybody to write down their number one. Probably half of the people are probably going to pick that deer.
Oh yeah.
But then you
Oh,
got
yeah.
guys like us who see that dark chocolate rack with the drop times. That motherfucker's badass.
Yeah.
I'd shit my pants if he walked out. I'd
Most
shit
of
my
us,
pants if he walked out.
the,
But at the same time, like,
most of us, the scoring doesn't matter.
no.
It's
the-
what it
it's
looks
the
like.
fucking
The
image of them.
uniqueness
Okay.
of it.
So that's where I'm getting to. It doesn't matter on score. So what's the quintessential? And I guarantee you I'm going to stump both of you. What's the quintessential deer when you're a kid that you think of when you think big deer?
Bambi.
I mean, you're not
I-
wrong. Bambi's
I-
dad and
I'm-
yeah.
I'm-
Bambi's
I'm
dad
gonna
was
say
pretty
big
badass.
I'm
typical.
going to say
Yeah,
I'm
the
impressed.
big typical.
Bambi or Rudolph, either one.
I ain't found one with a
Toward
glowing
the
nose
end,
yet.
no, but toward the end when they've got them huge symmetrical matching racks. When a deer turns its head sideways and those tines match up and it literally looks like he's one-sided, like I don't think there's anything prettier on the planet. And like you said, Bambi's dad. Big proud chest, giant deer, and when he turns,
Yeah, but he was drawn up to be perfect.
right. But then, but where was he drawn up off of?
I can
He
honestly
was
tell
drawn
you
up
though,
off of the typical 12-point stud
Yeah, but I
deer
can
that
tell
everybody
you-
wants.
the first time I ever saw it was up at Prescott up there. The first time I ever saw a massive deer with 2 drop tines, that
Oh.
was heaven.
That makes my
If
wiener
if
tingle.
you gave me
like
if
I
you
want to
gave-
kill one with a drop
if you
tine
gave
so
me
bad.
the Hanson buck standing in a fucking field, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to take that motherfucker, and then the one with that's might not be as big a score, but the 2 drop tines walks out, I'm going, yep,
Oh yeah,
because him.
I mean, because
And
like when I shot crooked
I'm
horn,
gonna see how many shots I can get off before they
Well,
both leave.
when
And
I
that's
shot
how Tom
crooked
went to
horn,
prison.
I had a 180
No, I got
inch,
tags.
180 inch 8 walk out,
Yeah,
and I'm like, and at that point I'm 41 days in, I'm like, oh, I'm shooting this deer.
Yeah.
like this is it. And then about 10 seconds later, out walks this giant 9, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll shoot him. well, like whichever one shows up first, I'm shooting him. And
Yeah.
then crooked horn walked out, and I'm like, holy shit, I'll wait. You just know when you know.
yeah.
And it's not a typical or non-typical or whatever. I tell guys this all the time. We were talking about it, and they're like, how do you decide which deer you're going to shoot if you got a bunch of shooters on camera? I'm like, the first one makes my wiener tingle. Like the
yeah.
first, you just know it. I drew the very first set this year. I drew on an 8-point, and I kicked myself in the ass for 3 days because I'm like, you should have shot him. You're probably
Right.
not going to see anything that big. You're not going to see anything that big again this year. You just passed up your one opportunity at 15 yards and you didn't do it. And I waited and I held out and I got the one I got.
Yeah.
And he ended up being bigger, which didn't matter. But he was, when he walked out, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, this is happening. There was no question.
Yeah.
So I see where you're coming from, but I think as many as are on the spectrum with you and I, where I definitely want nothing more than to kill one with a drop tine, I think there's twice as many that just want that typical
Here's my honest opinion.
10 or typical
The
12.
3 men in this room right now have 3 different styles when it comes to hunting deer. Tom doesn't give a fuck.
Tom wants a
Tom
ribeye. Tom wants a
does-
ribeye with legs.
Tom
Yeah.
doesn't care.
I don't care.
Goucher is the guy who is going to.
He's the size whore.
He is
No.
going. Well, he's going to wait and wait and
I'm the
wait. He's
mature-
going to evaluate
I'm the
everything
mature
like that.
whore.
I can promise
That's all I
you.
want is mature.
Here's my thing. I can promise you, and I'm saying this with all honesty, and you're gonna call me crazy. I could be sitting in, let's just say, one of your stands right now, and let's just say Crooked Horn was still alive and he walked out,
Mhm.
and I'm like, oh, he's gonna die because he's a massive deer.
Mhm.
But this is just me being honest, because I have a thing for this. It's you can call my thing. A solid 8-point chocolate rack walks out, he's dying first.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
Because,
a
like,
beautiful
I-
8-point.
I
nice.
I would
big-
love to shoot
Oh, yeah.
Crooked Horn.
Yeah.
But like my thing is I want that chocolate rack.
Speaking of
I haven't stopped thinking about the
Truth-
one I almost smoked in my work truck on the way to work the other day.
Truth
of-
of all of it, if they got spots, they eat better.
Way
I'm
up.
just-
Speaking of 8 points, my nephew Austin got
Yeah.
his first
yeah,
buck.
But
And
like,
dude, that
he's not
chocolate rack,
massive, but he's a nice buck, and
Yeah.
that's
Probably
all day
140
long.
inch,
Shoot him.
But he's got that dark chocolate rack.
Yeah.
And as soon as I walked up, I was like, "Oh, Austin." He goes, "What?" I said, "You said you killed a buck, and he wasn't that great." I'm like, "Dude, that's a stud.
yeah, because
Like he was 250
it's
pound deer."
something about that, like just those dark. And I can
Oh.
honestly tell you, one thing I would love to shoot before I die is a deer with velvet still on it.
I would too.
Just because that would
Yeah.
be cool hanging from your wall.
I don't
and
think
the
they're as
velvet
pretty.
still fucking. Well, no, it's not pretty, but it's like you don't see a lot of people have those mounted on their wall.
Right.
And I do see some in shows and stuff where they shoot them with the shit still hanging off, and I'm like, that's fucking cool.
My
Like that's fucking cool how they still got velvet on them.
my ex-father-in-law had one like that. He shot him early September, right out of when they were rubbing it off, and he still had chunks of velvet stuck to his horns hanging.
yeah,
And so when they mounted him, they left it on there and it
Yeah.
dried. Oh, it looks freaking
yeah,
cool.
that would be fucking cool. But
looks
like
so cool.
me, I guess you could say I'm not picky, but like if I saw like the one he just shot with the chocolate color, I'm like, I'm gonna shoot him first.
I'm
Just
with you.
because like I might not see that chocolate again.
I'm with
I could
you.
probably see Crooked Horn next year if he lives. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you
Oh, I'm
watched him
with
for
you.
years. Like
I'm with you 100%
Well,
because
like-
mine is that right now. If I had a 180 inch typical 10 walk out in front of me,
yeah,
I can't say that. I'll probably shoot him. But
But then you hear some
no.
noise in the
Yeah,
background,
if
and you
in the
turn and
same
look,
scenario,
and
I
there's
look
a
over
solid 8 chocolate walk out.
140-inch 8 with a 12-inch drop tine. I'm going for the drop tine all day
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
Because that's a unicorn I've never been able to find.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have one. Actually, I think it's this one.
Yeah,
He's just got a little 2-inch
yeah.
drop right there on the main
But
beam.
you got that fucking 4 to 6
I
inch
want,
fucking.
yeah, I don't consider that a drop tine. I want a full-on, like,
Yeah.
I'd really like to shoot one with a club where the end of it's black and
Oh,
just all
yeah.
gnarly looking. That would
Yeah.
be so cool.
But all right, well, to wrap this up, the Hanson buck's fake as fuck, and
I don't
you
think
can come
it's
after me
fake,
all you want to. I'm
but I would
hashtagging
like
Hanson
to-
the
I
buck
would
in this
like
video.
to see it X-rayed. Yeah,
Show us the proof that it's fucking real.
that's right.
Shoot the spike.
Yeah.
Bye, Felicia.